So let's talk about this situation here. This is coming in early on in the month, so I definitely feel a lot of you have formalized, made some major decisions in May. Yeah, we're in June. In June, excuse me, we're in July. So a lot of you have made some major decisions in July. If it hasn't already happened, the end of June is going to come in the very first week of July. And I feel like you have awaited for something. You were waiting on something, and you were waiting very, very diligently, patiently. And you feel like this new thing that you're waiting on is really going to change the status quo in your life. Okay, we do have the Two of Wands here. This is a card of, I feel like it's a partnership card, but partnerships can mean, relationships or contract. I do feel there's there's an official, contractual, professional air about this job. And I do feel it hasn't been finalized yet. I do sense there's still a little bit of back and forth, negotiations, strategizing, and things like that coming through. So if you haven't finalized this in June, you are going to encounter this energy in early July, and it requires that, you sign on the dotted line, that you get something going for yourself. So don't dither too long, don't procrastinate on this, and don't take too long. But once again, going back to the initial message, I feel that you are going to have to look through paperwork very, very carefully in order to understand, long term, what does this contract mean? Because I feel a lot of you are very anxious about getting things started. You've been waiting, 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 and finally it's culminating, it's coming to fruition. And when it finally comes in, it's going to hit you from the left field, and you have no idea that it's going to be this big momentous change in your life. A lot of you already know it's going to be major, but there are a minority of you that might not know it's going to be a major milestone in your life, is what I'm feeling. And there's some apprehension, there's some anxieties here. And a lot of you are thinking like, am I making the right decision? Is this something that is going to be good for me? Am I really, really sure? I feel that a lot of you are sure, but there's always, the head and the heart. The swords energy indicates like mental energy. So this is more like thinking on practical terms, like, is this the right thing? Am I really sure? And then there's also the wands energy, which deals with passion, which deals with more of the heart choices, so there's still a little bit of anxiety here, but I do feel that a lot of you are headed in the right direction, okay? Now, in terms of the second cluster here, I do have the Strength card and the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups usually indicates regrets, despair over a situation that has ended in our lives, okay? This is a mourning card. It's a card about letting go of the old so that we can embrace the new. And I do feel that for a lot of you, you have to have left people behind. People that might have walked out of your life, or you had like an emotional attachment to one person and they can no longer be brought into your life. Okay. A lot of the times this indicates as well, leaving one job and going into another, leaving a group of friends and going into another. So it's a bittersweet type of a card, mainly because, what you feel like you left behind, you feel like the future won't have that same thing for you. So it's a bittersweet moment, but I do feel it's coupled with the Strength card. So I do sense that, relatively you're going to be fine. So this is basically mustering up, working up the inner strength to know that whatever is removed from our lives is not good for us, so that we can inch forward with something that is meant for on our karmic path. Okay. So I do feel relatively, this is not a situation you're going to be ruminating over. This is more of like seeing some false options dropping away so that you have a little bit more clarity and certainty as to how you want to move ahead. So it's also saying with the Strength card here, the Strength card is all about inner strength, intellectual strength, as well as this perseverance. I feel like pushing through, okay? Not being afraid to get our hands dirty. I feel like one of the main lessons that you can learn from this situation here is that I feel for a lot of you, whatever situation you've had to leave behind, I feel that in the future, you're learning from the past mistakes, and you're also going to, I feel it's almost like you're going to live life more like grabbing life by the horns. You're going to be a little bit more carefree. You're going to be a little bit more expressive. You're really going to be like not afraid to get your hands dirty, to fix problems as soon as they creep up, rather than waiting for problems to, snowball out of control. So if you've had a falling out with somebody recently, I feel that for a lot of you, you're telling yourself and you're vowing to yourself, I'm not going to let this situation repeat in the future. As soon as a problem creep up, I'm going to get in there, get my hands dirty and try to fix it rather than leaving it alone, sweeping it under the rug, and then things escalate. Okay. So lessons learned from the past. And I feel that the bittersweet moments associated with something passing away so that something new can emerge, it has definitely brought about many, many important life lessons that you're bringing with you into the future. Now, in terms of love and romance, we do have here the Four of Cups and the Prince of Cups. So keep in mind, I am doing a relationship spread at the end of this, love relationships. So what I'm getting here is for those of you who are just, like bouncing around, I feel like you're not even looking for love, or you're not, it seems to me like you've got a lot of career, life-changing events coming into your life. And you have some options on the table. You have many, many options. I do feel here with the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is like someone being given four options. And they're trying to find the one that, meet their emotional needs. So a lot of you might still be thinking about a water sign in your life. Okay. So you have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising that you're still potentially very hung up on. Whether or not this is somebody from the past, I do feel it's not a new energy. I don't get a new energy with this Prince of Cups, this Knight of Cups coming through. Okay. So you have an offer coming through, and I feel like you're getting multiple offers, but you are ruminating over this person, possibly from the far past or even the recent past, but this is not somebody that's new. And they're giving you some options like, should we do this? Should we do that? And you're just sitting there thinking like, I don't know if I want to do this merry-go-round. I don't know if I'm, ready to re-engage. I'm not even sure if I'm ready to date right now. So I'm just going to let those options sit there. So I'm not going to advise you what you should or should not do, but I definitely feel a lot of options coming through. And in terms of the advice, I'm going to open them up later, okay? But I do sense that in love, romance, things are really opening up for you. I feel very strongly a lot of you have a very strong, long-standing soulmate connection with another person. And it's really hard to shake the memories of that person. So even though you have all these choices coming in, and I feel like they're very good choices, you have your heart set on a specific person or a specific type that you're interested in. For a lot of you, it might be a water sign from the past or a recent past. So I feel like there is this deep-rooted emotional connection that you haven't been able to sever yet, and you're still waiting for them to make a comeback. You're still waiting for them to come through, and there's almost this sense of like, I feel like the romance might have been gone, but there's a deep-rooted friendship, and there's still, some either communication coming through or some hopes of an offer for even friendship or some type of continuity between you and this water sign. Okay. So that's still, it's somebody still weighing very heavily on your mind, and you're not able to shake the memory of this person. I do feel this person's a little bit crafty. I do feel like they're kind of like 1 foot forward, 2 steps back. Like they're a little bit, weird and confusing when it comes to their communication is what I'm getting. I feel like, I almost feel like, I don't know if they're shy. I don't get a shy energy. Usually I get the shy energy with the Page of Cups, but I'm getting this, there's some cloudiness, there's some murkiness, confusion, and, going back to what I mentioned about some type of crafty communication, I feel like it might come from the water sign. Okay, so be careful about that. So work, career, finances. You are feeling very, very elated at this point. I see this this bubbling energy of happiness, contentment in your life, okay? When it comes to work and finances and your professional image. Now, we have the Six of Wands here. This is a card about success. This is a card about getting a lot of support, good accolades, recognition, congratulations from a lot of people. And I feel like for a lot of you, whatever you have suffered through, whatever, you have really slaved away at in the past, possibly the past 6 years, is really starting to pay off. So this is like payday coming back for you around this time in July. I feel that it's a card about public recognition. So, the financial situation might not come in yet, but you're getting the glimpse of it through, getting like really positive reception from where you are. There might be celebration, there might be people coming together, congratulating you, throwing some type of parties for you. In terms of your work situation, what I'm sensing here with the Eight of Pentacles is the Eight of Pentacles is usually a situation where I see somebody sending out resumes. A lot of you might be looking for new work and you're getting praises as you go through the job interviews. And I feel like job interviews being offered on the spot is not unlikely for this month. So you're getting really positive reviews from the people in your environment. Love life is still a little bit shaky for this month, honestly, Capricorns, but I feel like you're going to be very well received in a social setting as well. And I see you working steadily. For those of you currently employed and not looking for new work, either way, I feel you working steadily and making steady progress. Okay, so it's overall a very, very good month. I'm going to see if there's anything else associated with these two. I feel like for a lot of you in the past, you've helped out a lot of people. You've helped out a lot of colleagues, friends, coworkers, even bosses in their time of need. So I feel like you brushed aside your ego and your own needs in order to cater to the situation. And I feel coupled with the Strength card, it seems almost as if you did things not because you wanted to get recognition, but because, these things needed to be done. So you didn't mind getting your hands dirty as a result of getting these things done. And as a result of it, I feel like good karma following you around, good karma coming back to help you. So I have a lot of spiritual energy for this reading. And I feel that for a lot of you, it's things coming full circle, things coming to fruition. And whatever you've done in the past is coming back not to haunt you, but to help you. Okay, so let's look at your advice cards. Okay, so I spoke a little too soon. What I'm going to say here is whatever you've done in the past in terms of helping people, those things are coming back to help you as well. So I feel like karma returning to its source, okay? Whatever you've done to other people that have not been either even-handed, they're also coming back as well. So in terms of the advice here, depending on which side of the coin you fall under, I'm going to say this. This is not the month for you to sit back and rest on your laurels, okay? Despite everything that's happening here, I do feel there is still a lot of work that needs to be done. So balancing out your professional life and your private life is going to be very vital for you. So balancing out these two things and getting a grip on, not overextending yourself when it comes to helping too many people where your own responsibilities are laid on the wayside. It's going to be very important for you, okay? So I feel like past good deeds are being paid forward, and that has already been done. So for this month, try to get all your responsibility, get everything sorted out, and don't rest on your laurels. There's still a lot of work to be done. In terms of the second card here, we do have the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords is sneaky, sneaky energies. I feel somebody around you, honestly, is coming back. And I feel like this is somebody that you already know. This is somebody that is, there is a sneakiness around this person, okay? And I feel that the best thing for you here is to be on the defense about it, okay? To speak out about it, to be on the defense. You don't have anything to lose. And you are also in a position of authority for a lot of you. So your words are very persuasive and they have a command of authority about them. So people are going to be with you. I see you exposing something. I see you like watching somebody getting away with something that they're not supposed to. And you're like, should I or should I not? Should I leave it alone or should I expose them, call them out for what it is? I feel that it is best for you to expose this situation because I feel like while it does not directly affect you, it does affect other people around you and the people that you care about. And more than anything, it seems like an ethical issue as well. And it needs to be nipped in the bud early on. Okay. So the advice here is keep going on the route that you're going. Don't rest on your laurels and be vigilant, be extremely vigilant. If you guys are going out and if you're in a very, very crowded environment, I see potentially some drinking, potentially some theft, people getting away with things. So you might be, drinking, having fun and having a good time here. And I do see some sneaky energy about, you know, potentially mislocating stuff, losing things. So be very careful about property and thefts and, you know, petty thefts. Just be very mindful about that, okay? I'm seeing for a lot of you, this is weird, but see you fixing a fence. I see you fixing a fence. I feel like you might have hired a contractor or somebody that was taken on to build something like fix a fence. They might have done a really shoddy job, and I feel that you are coming in kind of begrudgingly and telling yourself, I can't believe I have to redo this because the other person messed up. I see you redoing, first of all, a fence. I see you redoing some type of a structure, like a physical building, a structure. And I feel that a lot of people are around doing this. So you're not the only one, but I feel that you're a little bit upset over it. But I feel that, you know, if it's going to be done, it's going to be done right by a Capricorn. So I feel that you're there to do some type of damage control, damage repair. So yeah, it seems to me like it's going to be a busy month. But for others of you who might be contractors, I do see a lot of clients coming through, and I do see like it's almost like clients overflowing. Okay, like you have so many people coming through that they're overflowing.